Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. So a lot of us will be starting FC26 with the pre-order 6,000 FC points. And the question is, what is the best way to spend those? Well, this year looks very different, guys, because we're not getting all 6,000 of these points at the very start of the game. It's going to impact the market a lot. It's going to change the way that we decide how to use our FC points. It's a big change, and we got to talk about it. If you're excited for FC26, drop a thumbs up on the video and subscribe if you are new. Let's first start by understanding how these FC points are going to be released and how you even get them. Of course, you can only get these FC points by pre-ordering or purchasing the Ultimate Edition of FC26. There was no date where you had to purchase buy to get the FC points. If you still haven't bought the game, you can get it and get the points, the added Evo slot, and the premium pass included. Those are just general Ultimate Edition perks for FC26. Now, of course, the biggest thing here is 6,000 FC points is a lot. That's way more than what we're used to seeing. 4,600 points has been the normal for the last couple of years in FC25. FC24, I think even FIFA 23 and maybe FIFA 22, we got 4,600 FC points. This year, EA upped the ante, but there's a caveat. Guys, we are not getting all 6,000 FC points at one time. And it's not just split into two, it is split into 3 different release time frames. Now, this has not been officially announced by EA yet, but we've done some digging. We've looked in the fine print text at the bottom of EA's website in the disclaimers page here, and it kind of gives us a heads up on how this is going to work, but it doesn't give exact dates, and EA need to clarify this. Hopefully in some upcoming pitch notes with the launch of FC26, we learn how this is going to go down with the exact dates. But let's dive into it, guys. How are we going to be logging into FC26? That's the most important part. When we get on FC26, how many FC points are we going to have? The answer is 2,000, because as it says here, FC points are going to be distributed into 3 equal increments. The initial distribution, the initial 2,000 FC points, will be granted with your initial login to the Ultimate Team on FC26. So when you log on to console, again, web app, I do not believe they will be granted on web app. That's usually not where they get added, because of course the web app happens before the Ultimate Edition release. But once you log on to PC, to PlayStation, or to Xbox, you should see your FC points pop up there in the top right, and you'll have them from the pre-order. This is also a good time to address the question, will you be able to transfer points from FC25 to FC26? Guys, the answer is yes, every single year. That's usually nothing that we have to worry about. I will tell you, do not miss the message in game though, because there'll be a message that'll say, you have outstanding points in FC25. Do you want to carry them forward? You want to say yes to that. You don't want to be spamming the X button or whatever and miss out on that opportunity if you have points to carry forward onto FC26. I wanted to mention that there. Should be able to transfer points forward as always. So first, when we log into the game, 2,000 FC points. The second distribution will be granted by the end of the subsequent month. So by the end of the next month, we'll get 2,000 more FC points. And in the next month after that, we'll get our third distribution. So 2,000, 3 different times is how they're going to break up the FC points to total to 6,000. Now, these dates here on this tweet are good guesses, but they're not actually confirmed, because the first one, well, that makes sense, right? We log in right away and we get it. But for the second and third distributions of 2,000 FC points, if you read the fine print text here, once again, it says it'll be granted by the end of the subsequent month. So that means the subsequent month from the initial login would be initial login, September, subsequent month, October. It could be any time in October, from the 1st to the 31st. And then same thing for November, it says in the next line, from November 1st to November 30th. So that is kind of the biggest question right now with these FC points is, when are we going to be getting them exactly? And the dates are very subjective with this. We need EA to confirm that. But the biggest news, of course, is it's just a huge change overall to how we start the game this year, because we're only going to have 2,000 FC points. But In my opinion, this doesn't change the best way to use the points. Let's get into that conversation, guys. When you log into console and PC version for the first time and you get your 2,000 points up here at the very top, there's 4 options you have. The first option is to rip packs. The second option is to play FUT Draft. The third option is to save it for evolutions. And the fourth option is for the paid season pass. Now, let's talk about option number 1. Opening packs. Guys, always at the very beginning of the game, there are these 7.5k packs that are out. EA usually doesn't drop too many other packs right away at the start of the game. There should be maybe some 25k packs, but these are always the best value because you get to open the most of them, and that will generate the most coins. In my opinion, opening packs, 7.5k packs with your coins, with your FC points, is the best way to go at the start of the game, because this gets you more coins than most other people are going to have when you are logging on. As you can see here, I just opened a 7.5k pack, which is 150 FC points. I got 2,600 coins of quick sell value right there. That is about average, maybe even a little below average from what you normally get. And the reason I'm quick selling all this right now is just to kind of show, of course, how many coins you could potentially get back from this, because I'm going to be quick selling a lot of cards, but I may not quick sell everything when I open these packs right away when I get my FC points. But this is the quickest way to get coins onto your account so that you can go and buy cards, go and make investments, go and start trading and grinding so that you can build your coins up. Guys, think about this. If you have 1,000 coins, you're not going to make as many coins as somebody who has 20, 30, 40,000 coins after opening their pre-order FC points. Now this year, with only getting 2,000 instead of 4,600 from previous years, we're not going to start off with many coins, and that's going to actually impact the market a lot. We're going to talk about that a whole bunch as we get closer and closer to the start of FC 26. This is a great breakdown here on Twitter from FIFA Trading Romania, one of the leakers that we see a lot of information from FC 25 to 26, getting less than half of the points. Instead of 30 packs, we're going to be able to open 13 packs. Instead of coming out with almost 100,000 coins of coin return, we're going to end up with about 45,000. I think that his discard value here is a bit high in terms of a calculation. What I would say you would come out of this with is about 30 to 40,000 coins. And I think that's almost a guarantee. If you open 13 of these packs, you're going to get at least 2.5 thousand coins of quick sell value every single time. Some packs are going to give you around 3,000 coins. But you see right there, all 3 of these gold packs that I've opened so far in this video have gotten me just shy of 3,000 coins. So that is the best way to spend your points, in my opinion. That's for me, because I like to work the market, I like to trade, and I like to have coins because coins are king. We talk about that a lot. It's the quickest way to spend your coins. You get them fast and easy, and you're going to be opening packs right away at the start of the game when a lot of your cards are at a higher value, like this guy, right? This, Amora, and so many other of the cheap beasts that are, 80, maybe even less than 80 rated, like somewhere around that rating. They're never going to be more expensive than they are in the first couple of hours, first couple of days, nonetheless, when you log into the game. So 100%, the packs is the quickest way to get as many coins as possible, and then you're off to the races. Now, let's talk about the other options. FUT Draft. If you are a very skilled player at the game, I'm talking like you were Division 3 or above, playing FUT Draft is also a very viable method to spend your FC points, because you're going to get potentially more packs. Because if you win a draft or even get to the 3rd round of the draft, you're going to get better rewards than what you would get if you just opened 7.5k packs in the store. You're going to get more packs, and you're going to get better packs for that. It just takes more time. That's sort of the issue. There are people that play offline draft, and that's a way to go about it as well. You may not get as great of rewards, but you may get more guaranteed wins playing against a AI opponent. So draft is a viable method if you are knowing that you can win 3 to 4 games in each and every draft. If you're an elite level player, maybe Division 3 or above, and want to spend time doing that and have a lot of time to play games, you can play draft. It's an opportunity cost thing. You could make more coins. It's just going to take you longer. Now, the third option I mentioned is evolutions. I don't think this is a really smart way to use your first 2,000 FC points, because there's not going to be very many evolutions out right away at the start of the game that are going to require you to spend coins on them, guys. Let's be completely honest. So that is one thing that I will say about that. I don't think that's worth it, in my opinion. If you look back at the beginning of FC25 here, we had a 50K Evo that was released right away. You know, it was a decent boost. Like, you took an 81 rated midfielder up to an 85 with some solid stats, 50K or 750 FC points. It's not terrible, but when you look through some of the rest of the evolutions, we had like 5 or 6 Evos released until we had another paid one. And if it's not a good Evo, you see this one's downvoted, then you feel like you're just saving your points for kind of nothing, I guess, right away. That's at least my opinion for the first 2,000 points. It's going to change as we talk about more later on. And then the paid season pass is, of course, a huge part of your FC points as well. Now, obviously, if you pre-order the game and you're getting these FC points, you got the first premium season pass, you know, included with your pre-order. So it's not worth trying to save your points for that because you are going to have that premium pass. But as we look at the second and third installments, that is where it's going to come in handy. So in my opinion, it comes down to draft and it comes down to just opening packs from the store. And this year, with the power curve maybe being where it's going to be at, those 20 to 30,000 coins right away at the start of the game could end up being super, super crucial. And I still think opening packs with your points to get the coins straight away is going to be the best way to start off your 2,000 of the 6,000 FC points. So we'll talk about what to quick sell. And as of course we get onto the game, we'll be live streaming and talking about what to sell, what to hold, and all that sort of stuff when we get on the game. But let's talk about what to do with our next 2,000 FC points, right? Let's say this second distribution of FC points comes in the middle to end of October. At that stage of the game, we're going to have a decent amount of coins. We're going to have a club that's kind of already built up. Maybe we've done a few evolutions. We're probably going to be heading into the second season pass by that point. I think, guys, that EA specifically did the whole distributions thing. They didn't give us our FC points all at once this year for two different reasons. The first reason is they wanted to help the market not just get absolutely cooked, because so many coins were put on the market last year. If you guys look at a lot of prices, they were really high in the early stages and then they tanked and the market got absolutely destroyed. And that was one of the reasons why FC25 lost a lot of hype, even in like October, November, because the market was just in the mud and it didn't really matter. And when you're losing value on your players every single time you buy somebody, 2 days later they're down in price a lot, that's not very motivating to continue to play the game in some ways, right? So I think that's the number one reason why they did that. The number two reason I think that they're splitting out our points this year is because they know that people will spend them on Evos and the paid season pass, which is great for us. Because think about this, October rolls around, you get your second installment of FC points, 2,000 of them, and there's a sick Evo that comes out. You've got like 150 or 200,000 coins. Maybe at that point you even have like 500K. Let's say a 100,000 coin evolution comes out and you're like, man, that would take me down a lot in coins, but that's a sick Evo. Oh, it's only 350 or 500 FC points when I've got 2,000? That's nothing, right? The second and third installments of the points are going to be awesome for evolutions and for the paid season passes, because both of those we've seen this year incredible value in certain stages and in certain points. I would argue that the season passes are better worth and more worth it than just a singular Evo for a what? 1,000? What is it? 1,000 FC points and 500K has been the price of all of the premium season passes this year, right? The first one was that price. I think all of them have been that price. Hopefully they're a little cheaper to start FC26, because let's be honest, 500K is going to be a lot. 1,000 points, you could do 2 season passes with one of those installments. So I think that's going to be a huge, huge, huge part of them spreading out the points this year. And that just makes the most sense to me as I think about it. When I get points in October, November, that's maybe what I'm going to do. Now, of course, you're going to be like, Nate, those points are going to look real nice for a promo pack, right? Yeah, that's the thing too. EA is going to allow you to get rid of your promo, your points really quick inside of a promo pack, because think about it. In October, what do we have? We got some decent promos in October. November, oh my goodness, big month of November for Black Friday, right? You best believe that EA knows that with that third distribution of 2,000 FC points, some people are going to be looking to spend big on a store pack during Black Friday. That's going to be a whole added caveat of things to the market this year, but honestly, guys, I think the smartest thing to do with the second and the third distributions of points is going to be go after the season passes and after evolutions. Now, let's talk about the early game market a little bit, because with this and with the FC points changing this year, I do believe it's going to impact the market a lot in a better way. But this is another reason why I think that opening your packs right away with your 2000 FC points is going to be the best way to go. Early game, as we always talk about, is the best time to be opening packs. Because if you say, Nate, I'd rather wait until there's promo cards in packs to open my packs. Well, take a look at this Daniel Malen. If you would have opened your packs within the first couple days of getting on, you could have sold them for 10, 11, 12,000 coins. If you would have waited till the first promo, he was already down to 8K, which is not that big of a drop off, but every coin counts in the early stage. If you would have waited for like Trailblazers, the first like good promo maybe, he was 1,000 coins. And there's a lot of other examples of cards like this that are lower rated that are just going to tank in price. We've already showed you the Amora card here, right? This card is going to maybe sell for like 8 to 10K right away. And then after that, he's probably going to go down to be 1,000 coins, just like that Daniel Malen was. So it is always worth it to open your pack straight away, because most of the gold cards are selling for prices that they're never going to sell for. And if you get your coins right away that early, that means you can go and trade, you can go make some coins and grind up a little bit, and then make investments. And you can buy somebody for your team who's only going to appreciate in value: a hero, an icon, an inform, maybe some other card that could be a very investable gold card, like somebody that people are going to be upgrading to in their teams. Like last year, Shuameni was a perfect example of this. He was like 8 or 9,000 coins, I think, one of the first couple of days. Not that expensive of a card, but once people got rid of their starter CDM and they wanted to upgrade to the next level card, Shuameni exploded in price. That sort of thing can happen. If you have coins right away, you can invest in that stuff ahead of time, and you can get ahead of the market rise that happens once more and more people get those coins. But with only 2,000 points being given out straight away, there's going to be less overinflation on the market. Actually, if you take a look at a lot of cards last year, let me look up Mohamed Salah, because I think his card, actually, he might be a bad example because he had an inform straight away and he was out of packs. Let's look at Puteus. How was Puteus' graph last year? Yeah, look, man, look at this, right? So Puteus was really low, of course. It probably doesn't even show it here on the graph, but during the web app and then the first day or so of the Ultimate Edition, she was probably pretty low. She went up to 600K. Full edition comes out, standard edition release comes out, she's down to 520. She goes back up for one more weekend. Then she doesn't really go up at all after that. She's just maintaining her price. And then we get into October, bang, huge market crash there, right? So for a card like this, last year, there were so many coins in the early stages of the game. EA gave out so many FC points and the Rivals rewards last year, man. Remember looking at this webpage last year and seeing the Rivals and the Squad Battle rewards and saying, oh my gosh, these packs are crazy. These rewards are insane, right? That's one of the reasons why prices dropped off as much as they did, because the rewards were so insane. We had a lot of Evos, and cards just got pushed out of people's teams super quick. The power curve moved super duper fast, and that's the opposite of what EA want to do this year. So less points means less movement like that. They've already mentioned they're going to slow down the rewards for Champs and Rivals too, so that should hopefully mean player prices could last longer, which means better investments at the start of the game and less worry and an overall better market for sure. So that's kind of the news around the FC points, guys. There's 3 different releases. That's the big news. 6,000 more points than ever, but they're split up, and we just need more information from EA. We need this launch update from EA about FC26 as soon as possible. Like last year, they confirmed that we were getting returning user rewards, aka welcome backpacks. Last year was a time that we had them because we did not get them in FC24, jumping from FIFA to FC. Of course, we're expecting to get those this year. That's going to impact the market. But yeah, man, we need some more information for sure on EA on the exact dates of when they're going to drop those 3 different installments of 2,000 FC points. Let me know in the comments what option you think is going to be best for you. Are you going to go for drafts? Are you going to open your points right away for packs, or are you going to maybe save them for Evos in the season pass and try to make those FC points, the 6,000 of them that we get this year, last a really, really long time? There isn't necessarily a wrong answer. It just depends on how you value your time on the game and what you enjoy most. But for a lot of us, we want to get off and running, and I think the packs are the best way to go. But if you enjoyed today's video, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you are new. And guys, let's get ready for FC26. Guys, if you want to follow the market a lot on 26 as well, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we will be posting videos every single day, trading, making coins, and helping all of you guys succeed as we get into the grind, the best fun part of FC26. Appreciate you guys, man. Have a great day. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later. Peace.